going to assume that I'm wrong. All right, plane path coming over Military Base Island, going to end up around Zarky, so pretty decent for everybody. Nothing too crazy coming into play, so most teams should be able to find their natural loot locations fairly efficiently.
There's a little bit of a stack there in the center. But yeah, we haven't had too rough of plane paths in any of the Erangel games, but listen, I don't want to complain. This circle is significantly better than the first one, and I would argue better than the second. But can we just get a nice circle for once?
Tetra, no,
for once.
Not like this. Not
hey,
like
Veritas
this.
at least get a point this game.
This is true. Do manage.
At least, I should say, was far enough that the risk was worth it for them. A little bit of honk there as a reminder to tip your Uber driver, especially one that has to drive through that many bullets. And now Keenan, he's going out to the dog shed where I think his punishment is.
I mean, that's definitely got to be 5 stars, right? And Illusion still continuing to play back over. Right around the same spot as it's going to be a couple of shots now going back and forth. And it looks like it's going to be Gang Patrick finding out Alo going ahead and getting the flush. Shoot to Kill going to continue to trek back down as Luke looks like he's trying to get more vision and position for his team.
Yeah, STK losing another one yet again. I hope that this isn't visions of 2019.
Himself a nice little bit of a peak position to go with. Back over towards the vehicle, but the tree is going to deny a lot of vision. He's trying to find himself just a very thin peak, and it's a near miss on the vision. The other members of Shoot to Kill trying to reposition back over. Civ is playing the other side of this, trying to make sure that he keeps Veritas contained. Keep in mind, this is inside the safe zone, so no big push necessary just quite yet. So instead, very happy to just kind of look back and forth between each other. Meanwhile, to the north of them, you can see ATC and Rarity finding themselves in a little bit of a skirmish. Illusion takes teammates.
Yeah, there is still a fair bit of water in this circle. And Rarity, it seems like they spotted ATC. Shots on the back of a buggy, very, very easy to take. That's going to be Norkeys taken down. Easy kill for Rarity. Put them in their back pocket as they continue to push in. Nothing between SDK and Veritas is really
side of it, so the teams that were favoring back over towards the west, finally not going to have to be chasing after the circle as the hard shift gods finally relinquish control.
Okay, yeah, see, Sharp Shot, he backed away from that hill because of the pressure from Rarity, and the rest of Veritas are there. Over to another opposing team, but it's still getting rid of a squad, and that's, of course, going to be good for everyone.
Yeah, Rarity's in a spot right now. They don't have a lot of good options. The one thing that's kind of going for them is Shoot to Kill has opted into moving back over closer towards... We want this position that you're at. They're just going to come in running very quickly. It's going to be a double up from both vehicles. Zenith wasn't in a good position to firmly defend this, so having to retreat back down into the lower points. A couple of shots going to go back out from 303 to help in the defense to buy a little bit more time. As Zenith looking back over to the other side. 303 is just putting in work onto the side of Dips Free. 2 members down. Let's go ahead and add in a couple of more as well. Molotov's going to come through. Infamous is going to go down to the Molotov, and Dips Free wanted this, but by God, they pay the price for it.
They sent it. They sent it that he's placing. Unfortunately, the pressure from 303 might keep them inside, but the angle that Honey Badger has combined with Landoon, who's now sneaking up so much closer. Maybe hurt, but it doesn't matter because he takes the first knock.
Nice bit of connection there. Going to go ahead and take the shots back over. They don't know the fact how many people are inside this, so that's why he's playing a little bit more careful. Gonna have a couple of shots coming in from the other side. Having to reposition off that box. It takes a lot of damage as well. Mystery's trying to buy a little bit more time and space. Retreating back on the other side. The rest of Zenith can't really come support. You can see Mystery's just trying to play right over here on... Yeah, now he's going to be on fire as well. Molotov's doing so much work inside this building complex. Mystery does manage to get away, but has to leave his teammate behind. Lada's trying to feed them information over. The rest of Zenith trying to find some type of reposition to work with. This 303 is making their push back up onto this. Mystery does get taken down, so that's going to be the building going back over towards 303 control. But now what's Zenith going to do with their other 2 members?
Ooh. Okay, I thought that was Kickstart for a second, but it's going to be Yakti that is able to at least to find the angle against a down member of 303, so I think they only have 2 standing. No, because Honey Badger is still off on the side. They still have 3, but they're going to have to move into the circle. Good. I love their play to isolate Zenith, to take them out before they have to focus in on the circle. The problem is, where exactly can they go? They're going to have to cross a road. Liberator watching that, and then climb up the hill towards Dodge, towards Comets.
Great knowledge coming out from Duel, reading what's going on inside the circle, shifts back over towards the west, so they've got kind of that little shack that's out inside of fields. Not necessarily the safest place to work with, as they also have a little bit of Milta under their control, but With that, they can get in a little bit more safety, whereas a lot of these teams are already going to be scrapping, as we still have 50 alive. Looks like Shoot to Kill managed to find out a couple of members. A little bit of a fight that's happening on different sectors, as any trolls and chats going to have to be very careful. Carnage is creeping up right back behind them, and looks like they don't have a lot of information to really jump up back behind this just yet. Isotech's going for the play off to the side, trying to go for a little bit of damage. Not going to connect with a lot, but a big shot's going to be coming out from Maji. Go ahead and take him down. Now it's simply Matt, the last member up for his squad, trying to retreat away, hoping that the throwables might be able to get a very big knock for his team. Going to get a little bit of damage off on it, but now last member up. Going to figure out maybe most of these guys are going to be grouped up off of it. Going to go for the spray off to the side, try to connect with a little bit. Not going to be enough to get it down. Carnage still 4-man strong now, know exactly where he is. Going to go ahead and go for the flash, see if maybe he can get some more out of it. Crawfresh hitting a little bit more damage. Simply Matt's got nowhere to go, just trying to throw anything that he's got in his inventory at him, hoping that it gets something out of it. Now down to 9 life and trying to go for the meds. That's not going to work. Going to get taken down. Now Carnage needs to make their way up the hillside as ATC found themselves in a little bit of a fight with Gang Orangutan. New circle's going to pop, and it goes back over towards Milta.
Yeah, and actually ATC go out, finish off by Gang. It's a hardship down towards the southwest. And the Houston Hardships, they have center of the circle. It's almost like they summoned it themselves, drawing a whole sigil on the ground floor of the building in chalk, chanting, candles, all the business. Carnage, they got to fight through to it, but they love fighting. They only have 2 kills. They want more.
Carnage is putting in some work back over towards Gang Orangutan, now starting to make their push back over onto this. Remember, both these teams are going to have to move very quickly, and there's a lot of teams that are starting to set up in gatekeeping points. Comics is trying to creep back around on the other side of this. A couple of shots going to land back into Ripper. Carnage now trying to figure out, okay, this is kind of a problem. They're getting pincered between 2 different teams. Now just 1 member up, and it's going to be Maji looking back over towards Gang, but no idea which way to go. If he goes for this res, Comets might find the sweeping angle for him. Are they going to find it in time? Yaxley's looking back over there. Yep, gonna spot it out. Take him down, and now Comets find themselves looking back over towards Lumberyard. Gotta figure out what they're going to do, but let's guess what? Dodge here's what's going on, and they look like they might be trying to do the exact same thing that Comets just did.
The problem is there's no cover inside the circle outside of Hardship's building, so the only opportunity for points a lot of these teams are going to have is fighting each other while the blue closes in. And so I love that Dodge is actually setting up that line, but first, who is going to be remaining to push on into them? Because Nitrogen gets a knock, trying to secure the kill. He gets down Yaxley, actually. That might have been stolen by Civil. Either way, he's going to go for more, but then Civil's trying to go for more for his team.
Gang was coming up big for the longest time, holding down that position. Now we got to see Dodge just down to 2 members. And themselves in a decent little bit of a run they've got to go, but at least it's pretty open. Meanwhile, back over towards the north, looks like Fable's going to have to be making their way back down towards the south to work with. Jazza not taking the shot just yet. I don't know if they're firmly aware that there's a team that close to shoot to kill. I think finally now starting to get the vision. Sharp Shot spots it out. Starting to take a couple of shots back over towards Fable. Fable now in a firmly pincered position. Nowhere to go. You can see just being caught right between 2 very vicious teams. 1 member still alive for their squad. And it's going to be Greg Shot trying to make a play back around towards Shoot to Kill's positioning, hoping that maybe Veritas will provide a little bit of support. Now he's got some smokes to work with, but that's about it. Shoot to Kill trying to reposition out around this. Greg Shot now playing right up next to this rock cropping. Doesn't have a lot of positions that he can play. Going to move forward. I don't know if Civ has spotted him out, but it's going to be Hardships that take the shot. And yep, Maluk's going to connect. Now Shoot to Kill's got to run him back down inside this firing range. They do have Dodge that's up in front of them, but all of these teams trying to make their way down the hillside are going to find themselves in a lot of trouble. Purdy's got the blue coming up over towards, trying to get the shot. Does manage to connect before going down, but now just 1 member up for Shoot to Kill, and he's making his way back over next to Dodge.
So chaotic, but again, once those teams from the north had to push down from the blue, it's all out in the open, which is why you could see they committed so heavily towards those fights. Uncivil is the only survivor, and there's really not that many places for him to go. He has this rock. It's not going to be inside the blue for too long.
So teams that are in comfortable positions right now is kind of where we're looking. We've got our Milta teams that are posted up. And so they're in a pretty decent spot. It's going to be Duel and 303. Illusions got themselves a little bit of that house that we saw just a second ago, and Hardships. Meanwhile, Civ is creeping up right back behind Dodge, gets a quick spray back over and a flush. Now has to be careful. Korsek is going to connect with a couple of shots, but at the cost of 1 of his teammates. Korsek now the last member up for Dodge, inside the safe zone, but just narrowly. It's complex right now. Should be able to spot out Lampalot. I was going to say, goes for the quick spray. 303 says, you know, we're tired of being nice, neighbors. Instead, we're going to make the push back over here. A lot of damage being inflicted back over towards Duel. Trying to go for that last member hiding out, but it's going to be Danny G across the way, trying to find a little bit of an angle to work with. It's going to be Honey Badger taking a couple of shots. This might open up the capabilities for Corsac to make a play back over here. Chain Danny G for duel, trying to hold the line, and my God, Cherry, he just keeps doing it to every single team that comes after him today.
This is the duel that we have been waiting for. And 303 try and take the fight to duel to secure victory of the South Milta for the entire time. But Honey Badger is finally going to put that all to rest, but not after losing the entirety of his squad, given the opportunity for a
Milta, so our neighbors get to stay neighbors for now. J-Sync does get spotted out, and Quick Flush going back over from Top Dog. Corsac going to be the only guy that has to move, and I guess technically the only team that has to move as well, as he's got himself a little bit of a difficult rotation ahead of him. Not a lot of sight lines to work with.
The win for him to peek over, to extend his helmet, even maybe spot out the barrel. He does spot up finally, Corsac. Gotta take him out with the constant peeking and re-peeking. So let's dodge out in 4th place. But how is this final 3 going to end up? It's gonna center up.
But problem is now, how are we going to see this play out between 303 and Houston Hardshifts? Honey Badger's trying to find himself an angle. He does get taken down, so now it is a 2v4 situation. And here come the grenades. Smoke's coming out from Hardshifts as well. Nice position coming out from Illusion. You can see trying to find something to work with. Haybell's going to get a little bit of grenades go its way. That other one might connect. Gets a touch more damage. But notice the position off to the side of it. It's going to be Icy Flex trying to play this right up next to the Hardshifts. I don't know if they're aware. If he creeps this one forward, he might be able to find something to work with. But he doesn't want to venture into the smoke. Instead, trying to see if he can spot one out. Does manage to get it. Now down to just one member from Hardshifts still alive. Goes for the flush back over onto this. 3 members of Illusion still up and moving at the time, but it's still just going to be continued press coming out from Lobes, trying to find some type of angle to work with. Illusion has control over every part of the circle. There's nowhere to go. Illusion picks this one up. 5 kills in the round victory.
Maluk was even checking the corner where Icy Flex was hanging